sisters! Free ourselves! Free our sisters! Free ourselves!
Because if you close your eyes and just listen to the rhetoric all around us, you would think you're back in civil rights movement.
And there are people who stand against you because you're too young. We say no more.
So for Lucian Wintrich, it was our first event. We didn't think bringing a big name speaker was the best thing to do because we didn't want to have a monstrosity on our hands. Obviously, with the way the event turned out for that night, it became a monstrosity.
It's true. They're avoiding cultural isolation rather than cultural assimilation.
As an activist, I think it's important to bring knowledge that you exist to begin with. You don't really have a cause if people don't know you exist.
It doesn't matter if you voted conservative because you were tired of taxpayers placed with the burden of supporting illegal immigrants who yell at you during speeches.
I remember there was some violence at the Lucian event as well. A window was broken, a smoke bomb, I believe, was thrown in.
A controversial speech causing chaos at the University of Connecticut. Conservative commentator Lucian Wintrich giving that speech titled, "It's Okay to Be White." He is facing some pretty serious charges for allegedly assaulting a student.
And it did bring a lot more people to come to our meetings and to talk with us, and I felt like that was important.
I don't want UConn to be on the map because now Richard Spencer is probably going to want to come to UConn and I don't want a white supremacist coming to UConn.
I think both parties do a good job of listening to their own side. I don't necessarily think both parties do a good job of listening across the aisle.
I don't let the college Democrats define me, and I don't let the Republicans define me. I think I just have a bunch of views and they fall underneath something that I call Omar's views.
My name is Joseph Gaddy. I'm 23 years old, and I'm a communications major.
So I'm Omar Tawe. I am 20 years old. Great. And my major is physiology and neurobiology, and I have a second major in psychology, and I have a minor in human rights.
I founded the Turning Point chapter here at UConn. I'm the secretary of the College Republicans here. I'm in the Pi Kappa Phi fraternity.
Recently, in the past 2-3 years, I've become heavily involved in a lot of activism related things on campus. In high school, I was the co-president of my high school's GSA, somehow inconspicuously without my parents realizing, jokes on them. I started to once again, not be obsessed with politics, but I just talked about things like this a lot more often because I saw that a lot of people did not really know what was going on.
President Trump will now be able to stop people from 6 mostly Muslim countries from entering the United States, even if they have ties to the U.S.
So we met together, it was Friday night, we're at the library, and we were sitting in bookworms, and we were like, let's plan a protest.
What America looks like! Tell me what America looks like! This is what
I went there with a few of my friends who I got to come with me as well, mainly because I didn't see Trump as an illegitimate president, and I felt like a lot of people did. When I went there and had a discussion of people, I saw a very different opinions that I didn't know initially when I went there. I think a very important thing to politics is having to take a minute to understand that not everyone has the same experiences as everyone else does that's in this room.
Somebody that disagrees with me all you want, but don't act like you know what you're talking about unless you have a disagreement with me and actually look at what my opinions are and provide me with your opinions.
Honestly, I love talking to people, and I love talking to people specifically who don't agree with me on things, mainly because I like to change people's mind and make them just see a different side to me. You go first.
I kind of need to think a little bit.
All right, I can definitely.
If you want to go first, yeah, go for it.
Absolutely.
And then we can discuss.
Obviously, when you have really polarizing topics, people are gonna be really bothered, and it's going to create some kind of hassles.
People think that as a liberal person, I'm gonna bash every college Republican activity. I'm no, they do a lot of they have some base foundational beliefs that I can agree with. It's not all conflict.
It was a lot of miscommunication, and I think part of it had to be definitely Lucian Wintrich as a polarizing speaker. However, his big thing is that he is a gay Republican, and the speech that he was giving, although it was very what's the word for? It was definitely very triggering. The message was Nazis are not welcome in the Republican Party, and we should not be welcoming any kind of hate groups in our political system.
Some students knew that they were welcome at the event, but just didn't want to go because a trans friend of mine was like, nope, I'm not going to go because he's going to make jokes about trans people and I'm trans and I don't want him to point at me in the crowd and be like, that's a man, or is that a woman? I don't know, haha. Like, that's not something that they wanted to deal with.
I know how it is to be the one person in the room that has that disagreeing opinion, and no matter what, I wouldn't want to make someone that uncomfortable.
I would personally not really want to go to a College Republicans event because I know a lot of people there don't really like me. And a lot of the opinions there, I would be one of the only people there vocalizing some kind of like antithesis to like what they're saying. I love having dialogue with people that disagree with me. Like I value it and I will critique it. I will accept roast. I want to be roasted. I want people to like come for my opinions. But I feel like especially for your group and College Republicans and other like really conservative groups on campus, it is your responsibility if you're going to be on this campus, I think, to be consolidating information and opinions and ideas and whatever from different groups of people on campus so that when you are sending out a message, it's not something that's divisive. It's something that's like unifying.
I think it's great when people have the ability to do what they want to do. And if that means they want to protest and have these dialogues that are definitely divisive, but have those dialogues, then I think that's the beauty of our school. We're able to have those type of dialogues.
It's not all like fun and games and whatever because there's actual lives at stake here.
How the fuck can you sleep at night? You let a white supremacist who choked a girl get away.
I need you guys to back up, alright? You're doing great. Listen, we need you to back up, alright? We need 5 feet. So it's gonna get either cramped or you guys are gonna have to go to the other side of the fence or something.